Konnichiwa mina, this is T Secure, and you're watching PokéCast. This is part 2 of the best act of the top 5 best actors that have portrayed Dracula in a live-action movie. Once again, to reiterate on the rules are it has to be a live action. They have to play the character Dracula, and it cannot be any children of Dracula. It has to be Dracula. So those were the 3 rules. And just to kind of go over the list so far, we've had a tie. Starting out at number 5 was Dukin Regar and Gary Oldman tying at number 5. And of course, Dukin was from Monster Squad 1987, Gary Oldman from Dracula 1992. Coming in at number 4 was Leslie Nielsen, starring in Dracula Dead and Loving It in 1995. Number 3 being Bela Lugosi, who starred in Dracula 1931 and also starred in as Dracula, or featured, in Bub Abbott and Lou Costello Meets Frankenstein in 1948. Number 2 being Carlos Vera Reyes, starring in Dracula 1931, the Spanish edition. Now, after going over all those, who could be better than all these people? And, well, for anybody who's probably guessing by now, there's only one man who's actually not only played Dracula in 9 current films and has probably portrayed the best version of Dracula ever. Well, it's easy to get on with the name then, because it's one of the best Draculas ever done, which happens to be Christopher Lee, being the +1 actor to portray Dracula in live-action films. I can't say it. I guess this is what happens when you try to film a video after just waking up. Ugh, doesn't work very well. But yeah, Christopher Lee. I have watched several of his movies, and I've always enjoyed the way he's able to bring Dracula to life, because it's not just Dracula; it's Christopher Lee Dracula, and he's able to put his personality, mix it with Dracula, and it's just a beautiful drink afterwards. I mean, he just does such a fantastic job at it, to where you just enjoy watching Dracula in this mode. So I've always enjoyed watching his films just because of how he's able to do it. I mean, every aspect of it just works. Now, talking about the films he's been in, like I said, he's been in 9 different films, which is fantastic. Which shows, because of him doing such a great and amazing job at Dracula, that he was actually used 9 times, and surprisingly filmed 4 movies in 1970. That alone is just insane, doing that many movies in 1 year, because he does that good of a job at Dracula. So, going in order, he actually started doing Dracula in 1958. That was his first film that he actually was in Dracula, and that was called The Horror of Dracula. Next is Dracula, the Prince of Darkness, from 1966. Going for the next movie, it was Dracula Has Risen from His Grave, from 1968, which is actually the first movie I've ever seen with him in it, and I was blown away. As soon as I saw this movie, fell in love with this character, with the actor, about how he was able to do it, and never looked back. I've seen most of these, so he's done a great job in each of them. Next one, of course, is going to be Count Dracula from 1970. Next one after that is Taste the Blood of Dracula from 1970. Next one he wasn't credited for, but he did play Dracula in this movie. Was One More Time in 1970. And the last one in 1970 is Scars of Dracula. Next one, it was personally one of my favorite ones from him, just because it was a unique way of bringing the Van Helsing family in, and you know, what if Dracula's slave his family was going to bring Dracula back to life. This was pretty cool how they did it. Cheesy movie, but it worked well, I thought. With Dracula, AD 1972. And of course, this movie is from 1972. And then the last one that we've had to date, after the vampire genre finally died because of unseen events, wannabe vampires. Sorry, I said I wouldn't make fun of it, but I had to at least mention a little bit. That's why I'm wearing. I'll stand up and show this. My shirt will be reversed because my camera does that. I'm wearing my Team Edward shirt because, you know, I had to show the real Edward because she's awesome. Cowboy Bebop. Because, well, if I'm going to be filming anything about vampires, which I have to make fun of at least one movie that will not be named. Because I promised my friend I wouldn't mention its name, at least. Okay, final movie is Dracula and Son, 1976. And I've actually seen this one. This one is unique, to say the least. But just hands down, you know, a lot of people will go with, you know, you know, he's the best because it's always going to be. Bela Lugosi is the best. He's always the awesomest. He's just so good. He was a great actor. But unfortunately, I do have to go with Christopher Lee over all of them. 9 different movies showing that he did such a great job of portraying Dracula and able to bring it into each one of his movies every single time without question. Just made him the best actor to play Dracula. If you have not seen any of his movies, I highly recommend to go out and check these movies out. They are extraordinarily done well. Okay, he does an extraordinarily well version. Not every single one of the movies are, you know, just out of this world. There's just a couple of them, like, you know, like I said, Dracula 1972. It was a great movie. It had some very unique things, but because of it being, you know, during that era of hippies and all that, just things got weird. And there's a lot of cheesy elements to it. But of course, back then, cheesy horror movies were always made, so you have to look past that and enjoy the movie for what it was. So there's just a ton of great ones, and that's why Christopher Lee is the #1 Dracula, in my opinion, that has ever been done so far. Of course, hopefully the vampire community will be able to get back to its roots, and we will actually be able to see real vampire movies again that portray vampires with all their weaknesses. That way we don't have to worry about other things happening. Sorry, I can't say very much more because I promised my friend. So, just want to do a shout out because this whole video was a request by my friend Jerry, and I hope Jerry and everybody else has enjoyed this top 5 list of the best live action actors who have done Dracula. Hope you guys have enjoyed this. This is T. Sakura saying ciao and sayonara.